Come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel.
Hi, my name is Father Drew. I'm the rector here at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in Terre Haute, Indiana. And I wanted to just talk about something that's a big deal for me this time of year. And particularly in year B, when we get to hear about John the Baptizer. First of all, I love the name John the Baptizer as it's described in Mark rather than John the Baptist. In part because, I have this feeling that whenever the name John the Baptist shows up, all the Baptists in the room go, yeah, right? There's a thing about John being a baptizer. It's focusing on not his identity, not on the part where he's a Baptist, as in someone who does the thing like this. It's not an identity about him. It's about what he does. John the Baptizer. What does he do? He's baptizing people. Those of us who have a vocation like this, it feels a little bit like who we are, that our identity is not that we are Baptist or Episcopalian inherently, or above other things. There's something about it being about what we do. So what do we do? That's a lot like what we do. We baptize people. We also do a few other things regarding the sacraments. So anyway, that digression is not the point. We get to talk about John the Baptizer for a couple weeks in a row, something that we don't get to do any other time of year. And the thing is, what does John the Baptizer say to the people? He comes preaching repentance of sin, which is not a fun story, right? It is not what we want to think about. But I'll tell you, every year this comes around and I get excited to preach repentance of sin because I don't feel like we get to say that very often in our churches. So that's one of the things that I like. But really, what I like about it is that it's a concept we don't really want to hear. And the reason we don't often want to hear about it is A, it's a way of admitting that we make mistakes, and who likes talking about the mistakes they've made? And B, it's about an invitation to fix things. And we don't always like that either. And so ultimately, what do? We look around and we say, I don't really want to change. John the Baptizer invites us in to change. I'm standing in front of this tree. This tree has never been here before at St. Stephen's. We had an old locust tree. No, not locust. That would have been fun. I'll have to edit this. We had this old tree. Hawthorn. How could I forget? Had this old hawthorn tree that was right here, right in the middle of our English garden. And this hawthorn tree was dying, and it was at the end of its life, and we needed to say goodbye. So we came out here and we had a celebration of life for the tree. And then we had it removed. And so we've spent the last year without our tree. And then the previous year, and then we had a pandemic. And we haven't even been able to use our nave for most of the year. So we wanted to try something new. So we have changed a little bit. So we have some of our usual decorations out here. We have our wreaths on the door with purple ribbons for Advent. But then we also put up a tree. Not inside, but outside. And we put a purple bow on it because it's Advent. And we put these lights out in the rest of the garden. And then when Advent is over, we'll come out and we'll decorate our tree. And we will celebrate the next season. But there's something about this, isn't there? There's something about walking into this, walking into what could become, walking into this moment that is different, that is so different from the moments that came before it. We have an opportunity to turn and change and become. And that is probably the most exciting and the most fascinating part of our work. I hope this season of anticipation comes to you with this incredible courage and thoughtfulness that comes with all of these things. The courage and thoughtfulness that comes with the desire to change. I hope you have a blessed Advent.
Mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appears.